I jump over this water cube, you can see that a water effect is applied. And if I jump over this fire, then the water is extinguished or evaporated. And if I set myself on fire here, and then jump over this water, then it's put out, and I can re-add the effect to my character. Now we're going to do that with the help of a handy gameplay tag manager, and we're going to create that. Before we get into creating that, we're just going to show you a little bit of a why and show you the advantages of doing it via gameplay tags rather than booleans. So here we have an event. It's the Are You Subbed event, and it checks if you're subscribed, it checks if you liked the video, and if you have, it says thank you. So thank you, we appreciate you. We are giving away systems every 100 subs, so more subs equals more free stuff. This will be given away probably at 400 subs now, so we will give away this system for free to help you on your journey with full documentation and support. If you're not subbed, that's a good reason to get subbed, and it will set the subbed boolean to true and the liked boolean to true as well. So set these booleans. Now using gameplay tags, we can just do a has tag checked, and we can check all the YouTube tags liked and subbed, like so. And if you're not, then we can just add tags for YouTube as well. It's a couple of nodes less. It requires a little bit more setup, but the advantages are after the setup. So it's a little bit cleaner, but if I was coming to another actor, so I'm in the fire actor that I've got set up, that I'll show you in a second, I can access those same variables from another actor just by adding this tag manager, and the tags are local to this actor. They're not shared across, so this one could have a status of burning, for instance, but this one, even though it uses the same tag manager, wouldn't have that status at all. So let's get it. I'm just going to create a new folder for our tutorial. Just now, I'm going to right click, select blueprint class, and type in actor component. I'll call this BPC tag manager, just like that. And then the first thing that we need to do is add a variable, make this a gameplay tag container. We'll call this our tags. Then we can come to our tags, go to details, drop this down, and we can add new tags. So I'm going to add the name Twitch, make sure that the source is in it, and then this is going to create a overarching tag, so Twitch, and then I can add subtags to this, so Twitch streamer, add a tag, and I can keep going as many as possible. So you see here I've got status. I've already added burning, poison, stunned, and wet to that as well. So you just need to add a status overarching one, and then add all the status effects that you may want as well. I've also got checks, so crouching is dead and jumping, and actions for attacking, blocking, and healing as well. And then we're going to add a function that says get current tags, and all this is going to do is return our current tags. So add a return node here, add this, and then we're just going to put some print strings in here as well so that we can see what tags have been added. I'm going to add 2 here, like so. This will get the number of gameplay tags in the container, and we'll add it here. And then we want to get the current tags as well. So we're going to get the debug string from gameplay container and put that in there as well. And that's the first one done. Now this will just get us all the current tags that are on the owner of this tag manager. And that's the beauty of having it in a component, is we can attach it to different actors, like this fire one here, like this water one here. We can also attach it to pawns. So if we want to have a pawn that's affected by it, we can do, and we can attach it to as many players as we want to as well. And it will manage it all here. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a function called add tags. This will have an input of gameplay tag, not gameplay tag container, just gameplay tag, and call it tag to add. And then we're going to drag out here and get an is gameplay tag valid, put that into a branch, and we're going to get a print string and put that into false, so tag not valid. And we're going to check if the tags that we've already got attached to our character, we're going to check if the current tag to add is already attached, because if so, we can't attach it again. If it is, I'm just going to print tag already added, and if not, then we're going to get our tags and select add gameplay tag, and we're going to get tags to add, which is the input here. Now we may want to do stuff when a new tag is added, so we're going to create an event dispatcher called on tag added, and we're just going to call it here. I'm going to create a new parameter just at the top, say tag added, and this will be our tag to add, like so. And this will enable us to call any event that's listening for our tag added event dispatcher. You can add a print string to confirm that the tag's been added. So if you want a new one here, we can print out tag added, like so. And that is it for add tags. Now to make life easier, we're just going to Control D and turn this into remove tags. And again, we're going to change this remove tags at this front to be tag to remove. Check that the tag to remove is valid and that we do have it. And if we do have it, we're just going to swap these two around. And instead of add gameplay tag, we are going to remove gameplay tag. Swap this into this. And instead of call on tag added, we're going to duplicate on tag added, which you can't do. Just click the new button. Call it on tag removed, like so. And again, we'll add the gameplay tag input. Call that remove tag. And we'll call it from here. Get tag to removed and shove that into remove tag, like so. And then we can change this print string to say tag removed. And then those two, add and call on added, we can just delete. So now we've got add tags, remove tags, get current tag, and we're just going to need to check if they already have a tag. We're going to duplicate remove tags, call it has tags. Again, we're going to check that a tag is valid. We're going to change tag to remove to tag to check. And rather than having all this, we're just going to have check to see if it is the tag or the parent that we want. And we're just going to add a Boolean to here, and if that's true, we're going to tick the return node, and if it's false, we're going to untick the return node. And then final one is we just want a tag to say whether we can execute an action. It's going to be a check. So we're going to get gameplay tags and check if has tag. So we're going to check if they're doing any actions. So I've set up attacking or healing. We're going to check if they are stunned. And we're going to check if they are dead. So if they're not any of those, so we're going to put not Boolean on those three. And they have to be all of them. We're going to add a return node, shove the Boolean into there, and that into there. And then we're going to make sure that it's an exact match for is dead and stunned. But if they're doing any actions, then we will be able to return the parent of those. Like so. And that's our gameplay tag manager setup. Now, if we get a bit more fancy with it, we can go to our gameplay tags and we can add some new tags for status. So if we add a status tag, just by clicking the plus button, adding status as the parent tag, and then selecting add subtag, we can add burning, and we can add stunned, and we can add wet, and we can add poisoned, and you can add shocked. You can add what you want. Go crazy with it. And if we go back to our character, we can select the gameplay tag manager, and using that event dispatcher that we set up inside the tag manager, we can select on tag added and click add. And then we can do a switch. So from new parameters, do a switch. And I've just set up burning and wet. And if it's wet, then we can spawn a system attached to it. And if it's burning, we can spawn a system as well. Now we can get some keyboard events. So I've got 6 adds the burning tag and 7 adds poisoned and 5 adds wet. So we can see what that looks like straight away. 5 adds this wet effect and 6 adds this burning effect. And that's as easy as that. And if we create an actor, so this is just a silly basic actor. If I go to my actors, this is just a cube with another cube on top of it. If I go to the event graph and on begin overlap, I can get the gameplay tag component by class, check that it's valid, and I can add it to the actor that has jumped over it. And because when we add tags here, this event dispatcher gets called, and then it adds this burning effect. Whenever I jump over this fire cube, I get the burning effect added to it as well. And the same for the water, but just with water. It's exactly the same blueprint, and it's ready to go. And if I come to our tag manager inside our water or fire cube and add on tag added, then I can make sure that when I move these pawns over each other, like so, they extinguish each other and make it evaporate. And it's as easy as that. And you can get as crazy with it as you want. So here I've got it so that it checks if I'm already wet, and if I'm already wet, it does something different. It removes that and removes the burning and the wet tag, so that I could add, say, a explosion tag or whatever you want to add to it. If it's water and electric, I can add a electrified or paralyzed tag or increased damage, whatever you want to do. Super versatile, super easy. I'll probably expand on this as part of our status system anyway.